So let's see. Let me share with you the screen. Okay, I'm gonna log in. So this is a John Smith loan officer, right? And the first thing I would advise everyone to do is go to the profile, go to every single page, make sure all information are correct. Make sure you go to every single page and update, and some of the important information that we need. Make sure your loan officer assistant show up correctly. You're going to be working with loan officer assistant most of the time. If you have questions, ask your assistant. Okay. Check your compensation. That is the compensation that you get paid. My pay is important. Every loan officer have a website, and you can change it. You can get your own domain name. And for this loan officers, the domain name is theloanyouwant.com. Okay. So every one of you, make sure you know your web page. You use the default one or you create a new one, your new domain. So for example, here, you still see my screen, right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is your web page. Everyone like this. I want you to input your information so that information show up here correctly. Especially, you can do this. You can select which lender you want to show up on your pricing engine. If you don't put anything, it's every other lender. But you can select Cardinal Financial. You can select Rocket Mortgage, Provident Funding. You can select Rocket Pro TPO. And if you want only this lender, you can enter it here. So your pricing engine only show the price from this lender. Okay. And you can click here so that the domain will show up on your email signature if you want to promote your web page. Okay. This is your web page, the domain. If you want to promote it on your signature, click here. It will show up on your signature. This is how you promote your own name, your own website. And then I would recommend you to have a review. You can get personal. Some of you have Zillow review or Yelp or Google. If you have Google review, you go here, you enter your location, and that's it. On your, for example, here, let's say this loan officer CFC set it up so that the review show up right here. So if you turn it on, it will show up here. The review will show up here. Okay. And to get the review, I think it's important. You can do a lot of video, and you should enter your video here. You can enter your YouTube channel here so that all your video will show up on your page. I recommend you to do it. I know some of you do a lot of video like Ann. If you have a lot of video, enter it here so that it show up on your page to promote you. It's out there on the web. Everyone know about it. When your prospect go to your site, they see all this video, they are impressed and they will love you. They will trust you. So we have this feature. Make sure you take advantage of it. You can choose a different design on your web page. You can pick a different design here. Okay. And in the future, for sure, we will improve this. Remember, in the past, Loan Factory was not focused on helping loan officer. But moving forward, we're going to build a lot of cool feature helping you. So we're going to have a lot more beautiful design to help you. You can update the content too. You can, wherever you want to change, you click on it and you can update it. Any text, any message, your video, and all this. So you can update the content of your web page. And you can change header and footer too of your web page. The footer right here, you can update the information here. The header up here. So the bio is important. You know, you can write a bio about you. And if you advertise, you want to track your campaign, you can do the custom script or the metadata to track it. You know, for example, you run an ad on Facebook, on YouTube, or on TikTok, you can get the script embedded here. So when traffic go to your look at your ad and tap on it, it take you here, they will track it. So Google location, we turn it on, but we didn't enter. I will turn it off for now. So your information should show up here, the bio too. I'm not sure why it's not showing up. Maybe I didn't save it. But let's move on, right? So here's the website. Imagine I am the client. I want to get a pre-approval letter. I would go here, I check the rate, and I want to get a pre-approval letter. I click here, or I can click here, loan application. If the user click up here, they have to fill out the application from scratch. Everything is new. But if the user click it here, pre-approve me, all of this information here and up here will be copied over to the application. Remember, the loan application 400, the property value 500, it's a purchase in Santa Clara. Here's the credit score. You know, all of this information, the 30-year fix, if the borrower click here, it will be copied. So I'm showing you as a prospect. The borrower go to your website, fill out the application. And as you can see, everything filled out already. The zip code filled out, city, single family, 1 unit, owner occupied, all of these are filled out for the borrower. We take it from the code and input it here automatically. That's why it's really easy and fast for the borrower to fill out the application. Remember, this application, we call it short application because it's very short, very simple. We don't want to give a borrower a complicated 1003. So as you can see, as soon as they enter here, all of these fields are populated. Of course, they have a chance to change it if they want. And then the first question is, how soon you need it? So we know how fast we need to respond, 3 days. How did you hear about it? We want to know this. So if the borrower say, hey, a friend recommend me, then we capture what is the friend email. So for example, okay, next. So we capture, as you can see, we capture the referral. The system is smart. If the referral have been referring to us, we have the information, we populate it. If it's from an agent that we have information, we populate it. So that we will track every single referral. So that you can call the referrer and say thank you. It's important. If you want to grow your business, make sure you say thank you to whoever refer clients to you. Now is the borrower. The borrower already fill out some information here by default. So they enter their social security number, they have to enter 2-year address history. So normally if you put less than 2 years, because we need 2 years, the system will ask for more information. The next page is employment. The borrower have to enter employment, right? So I will skip, let me skip it here for now so that we can save time. Now go back here, I look at prospect and I see that here's the new application you created today and it's 28% completed. Everything in real time, okay? So it's 28% completed. And the system is smart enough. The system will read the 1003 and generate a list of to-do automatically for us. So the more information it collects from the 1003, the more to-do will be generated. For example, this application, 100% completed, we have 9 to-dos. So the system is smart enough to say, hey, this borrower, we need 2 bank statements. We need this purchase agreement. We need unexpired driver license. So the system is smart enough and generate orders to do upfront for us. Show that to the borrower so that the borrower can upload for us. Okay.
Thuan, can
I
we
can
ask
go
a question?
back here. Yes.
Okay. So at this point right now, and this may help to see like where the loan officer assistant gets the role comes in here. So in your process, you have them go in, and to make it simple for the borrower, do you have all your borrowers fill out the pre-approval application and then have the loan officer assistant come behind, fill in the gaps when they get the documentation? Or do you have the consumer go back in when they're ready, when the property's let's say when the pre-approval is accepted, right? Do you have the consumer go back in and then complete the application, or is that what you're having the loan officer assistant do moving forward?
What do you mean? The borrower is supposed to complete the application and upload all documents.
Okay.
If they stop in the middle like this, then as soon as someone fill out the application like this, you will get notified.
Mm-hmm.
You go to conversation history here. We capture all conversation. So we email the borrower this thank you and welcome email.
Okay.
And then we email the loan officer, which is you. We email you and let you know that there's a new application created. Then you got this email. You can just click on this and it will take you to the application for you to review. Here's the new application. So everything automated.
Okay. So let me ask this a little bit differently then. So when we're trying to make it easier for the borrower, do we have an option of where we can have them go and complete the full application rather than the short version to then come back and do the long version?
No, we don't want that because there is no need to cause your borrower suffering. They do not need to fill out a complete 1003. We are smart enough. We only collect important and critical information. The rest, we don't need it. So this application, I spent so much time going over this short application to make sure that we only collect critical information. And we don't have to have another pass to follow up and asking for more information. We never do that. So we are smart that way. We don't want to ask them too much, but we don't want to ask them too little. We just ask enough.
So you're saying, like, as a loan officer, once they complete that and we get notified, we would go back in and complete the rest of the information once we get their documents? Like, explain to me how that process.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, get this. That's where I'm going. So let's say this application is not completed, only 28% completed, right? So of course, you or the assistant will go in, find out what's going on. Oh, this borrower filled out the application, and at this page he stopped. He didn't finish everything. It's finished this page too, but not the next page. And then this one, that means, oh, it's too early. The borrower is still filling out right now. The borrower is still filling out the application. Give them a little bit more time. Or you can call them right away and surprise them. Hey, I saw you fill out an application right now. I'm standing by. If you have questions, let me know. Show them that we are up to date. We know exactly what's going on. We're ready to answer any question they have, or we're ready to help them finish the application. That's how we help them. So you get notified instantly when the borrower fill out an application, right? So let's go to, remember, you can see all the pipeline right here that you have two active applications. You click on two, you see all of them. Let's say this borrower, David's test case, he fill out the application 100% complete. You should click on the to-do here. This borrower didn't upload any document. Sometimes they upload 5 documents. So you need to go in and decide which one is good and which one is not good. And you can clear it out. I'm afraid I don't have time. Let's see. Okay, I have to watch the time. So basically, 2 things you need to make sure: the borrower finished the application, the borrower upload all critical documents for you to move forward. If some to-do is not important, you can skip. But bank statement, normally we have to have it. Tax return, we have to have it. Purchase agreement, we have to have it. Those are critical. We need to have it before we can move forward. And then if they don't upload everything, you should call them. You can click on this one. You see, what I see is I see the abstract. I see all information on this page, and I know their number. So I pick up the phone and talk to them right away and ask them, hey, I saw you finish the application. You have any question for me? I saw that you upload the tax return and pay stub, but I didn't see you upload the bank statement. Why is that? You need more time? You have any question? So after you resolve all of that, make sure the application is completed and verify why they didn't upload all the documents. You should go to click inside the application and review it. This is a most critical step of a loan officer in order to help your clients, in order to be a good loan officer. You must review the 1003. You must understand your borrower, know exactly what's going on. So as a new loan officer, I recommend you spend a lot of time on this application. I would spend like 20 minutes, half an hour going over the application. And it's kind of analogy. I advise my team, my staff, when you first learning how to be a loan officer, you treat it like the client is so important. They're gonna marry your daughter or son, and you need to investigate this person. You need to investigate this person. Go spend a lot of time on this application and 100% understand about them. So that when you pick up the phone and talk to the borrower, you know them so well. You are like their friends already. You know exactly what's going on. That way, the borrower will trust you even more. And of course, the first application, it takes you 30 minutes, 20 minutes, but the second one, it will be 5 minutes less. The third one will be faster. And eventually, when I review the application, it takes me 2 minutes. I can remember everything of the borrower. That is the level that you need to reach. The experience, the mentality is so important. You need to speed things up, but then at the same time, it's critical to understand your borrower. Because when you understand your borrower, at the same time you understand the guideline, then you can structure the loan. You can provide the best advice to your borrower. That is the ultimate goal of a loan officer. You understand the loan, the situation, the scenario, and at the same time, you know the guideline. You can structure the loan and you can be the best loan officer out there. So I want you to review the application very carefully. And most of the field here, I carefully created. It's very important. The first page, second page, we go one by one. And I will have another section to teach you how to work on the 1003. Right now, we don't have time. All you need to do is go down page by page, make sure information are correct and make sense. It's important. Make sure information makes sense. And then move page by page, right? Make sure employment makes sense. They are self-employed or they are self-employed or they are W-2. It's very important. On every page, housing expense, assets. See, if they buy a home and they have no assets, it's not acceptable. If they down 10% and the house price is 500,000, then we need to see a bank statement with at least 50,000, enough for the down payment. And our system is really smart. It will, let me see. Normally it's asking for enough, I don't know, maybe the team created without bypassing it. Normally the borrower enter not enough fund, the system will ask, hey, you don't have enough money for the down payment. And we'll ask the borrower to enter more so that we don't have to go back and forth with the borrower. Real estate own is also very important. You need to know that. Liability. Make sure the borrower gives you a credit authorization. They have to check this. If they don't check, you cannot pull the credit. The system will capture everything. If you do something wrong, you're in trouble. If the borrower don't give you authorization, you should not check here and pull the credit because the system capture every action. Later on, the borrower will come back and say, Loan Factory, I want to sue you. Kevin, I want to sue you. Why would you pull my credit without my authorization? Then the system capture the action, the time that they authorized it, the IP address, we capture everything. So if you don't see, if the borrower didn't click on the yes here, please do not pull the credit, okay? And then the do not call registry. This is a nice feature to help the borrower so that there won't be 50, 100 of loan officer will call the borrower. Do not call registry is so important. Do not call list is so important. Some of you might not aware of this, but it's a huge problem out there. As soon as a borrower fill out an application, credit bureau sell that information to mortgage companies. and the borrower will receive tons of solicit calls from loan officers out there. So we will stop all of that. This is a little feature and stop all of that, and it's working so far very well. So if the borrower allow us to pull the credit, we can do soft pull or hard pull. We can pull credit report here. So let me move on. I'm afraid I don't have a lot of time. So the loan application is completed. You pull the credit report. You run AUS. You decide to go with LPA or DU, Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. Then you can move forward and convert it into a loan. You can convert it into a loan. Okay. And most of the information is filled out automatically for you. It's a purchase, the address, name, social, everything is done. Now you need to decide whether to go with what lender. You can select the lender and write a loan story. Very important. You have to write a loan story. This is critical. This is your instruction to the processor. How much you want to charge the borrower? What rate? Is there anything special about the borrower? This is a summary of the loan of the borrower. And this also help you because a year or 2 years later, you need to go back and try to understand what happened. You can look at the loan story first. So it's critical to enter the loan story. And then your assistant will show up here. You don't need to do anything. We process according to assembly line. So normally you select the West Coast or East Coast, and that's all you need to do. The processor will be selected automatically. We work on the assembly line basis. So as soon as you convert the prospect into a loan, the submission processor will submit your loan within 2 hours. We have turn time really fast. 2 hours, they will submit your loan. And the lender will approve the loan within 24 hours, sometimes the same day. So, and then after that, the condition processor will jump on and work on the condition. Let you know, hey, John, lender have approved the loan. Here are the conditions. We will work on it. They will discuss with you. And if they need help, they will let you know. Otherwise, they will take care of the condition. Basically, after you convert the prospect into a loan, your job is almost done. But then hold on 1 second. You have to enter the loan story, right? Not sure why the self processor is needed. You also need to enter the important dates. What is the appraisal contingency? When is it gonna? When is the loan contingency? And when is the closing date? A contract acceptance date. Okay. You can convert it to a loan and you're almost done. The next step, actually, you can do it before too. You can run now is converted to a loan. You see loan here? It's a loan, it's converted to a loan. You know who is your assistant, who is the setup processor, who is the submission processor, so that you can call and ask and talk to. There's a number here you can call, you can discuss, or you can email, or you can text. Please notice the review here. This is internal review. You can write a review for anyone in the company. And I encourage you to write a review so that we know who's good, who's not good. Anyone can write review for each other. That is the goal. So let's see. You can look at the review here.
Thuan, that's pretty cool. Can I ask you a quick question? So is it,
yes.
So when you have like the loan officer assistants, are those like grouped? Are those going to be grouped for like a certain amount of loan officers where like we'll consistently see like the same loan officer assistant? Or is it just a matter of like, as it comes in is how it gets assigned out?
No, we will assign the loan officer assistant in advance. You work with one loan officer assistant only.
Okay.
So that you can build a relationship with the loan officer assistant.
Perfect.
Okay. Let me see. This loan somehow submitted to a non-QM lender. So I need to change it to a QM lender so that I can create a rate alert here. Let's say it's submit to Rocket, right? Not sure why. the application is not fully completed. Oh, now it asks me to create a rate alert. I say yes. So this is a home ready, home possible. It's very cool. It detect the loan is qualified for home ready, home possible, and the LLPA will be waived. So this borrower will get the best rate, even better than the best borrower out there, 5.82%. So you can create a rate alert, and this rate alert will monitor the rate in real time. And the alert is the loan amount, 30-year fixed, in real time. The target rate, 5.82. The current point is $108. The target is 0. This is just some information. So create alert. Every morning when lender update the rate, it is a loan. Here, it's created. So the alert is created, 5.82%. The current point is 108. So this is updated in real time. It's tracking everything for you. The borrower will get notified whenever there's a change in rate. And they will reach out to you to ask you to lock the rate. And as the loan officers, you should go to your pipeline every day. Go to your pipeline. This is the loan pipeline. Go through it, and you see that the closing date is this, and it's not eligible to lock yet. And you click on it, it shows you the reason the starter is ready to be submitted. It will guide you every step of the way. And the rate alert will be run every day. Here's the status preparing for submission. If you see that the loan got stuck longer than the turn time, you are welcome to call the processor. And you see the highlight right here, the box right here. That means call this person because this person is supposed to move it forward. This submission processor is supposed to move it forward, not the setup processor. Setup processor is done. Her job is done. So we highlight who is holding the loan. And if you see it holding the loan too long, feel free to call and push them and ask for a reason. And also, you should read the label here, occupancy issue, something wrong with occupancy. This borrower also first-time buyer, we send disclosure already. Read the labels, it's important. Any questions so far? So your job next is to monitor the rate daily, try to push the borrower to lock the
We got
rate.
2 questions. Sorry, we got 2 questions.
Yeah, sure.
I have a question about, you touched on appraisals a little bit. In the system, is there a spot, because after they fill out the application at that point and they sign it, then we can order the appraisal. Is there a spot for them to, in the application, to put their credit card information in there to pay for the appraisal? How does that work?
We do not want to store the credit information. It become a liability. It's easy to capture, but we don't want that. So I would prefer that to have you, the loan officer, or the processor to call them directly and order directly over the phone and get over with it. We don't want their credit information to hang around and become a liability, become a nightmare.
So is there a appraisal management company that we put them in touch with and they could pay them directly? Is that kind of how it would work?
Yes, but you should not worry. Remember, your job is to originate. Your job is to go out there and bring in the business. Everything else, let the processor, let your LOA help you.
Okay.
So I can show you here. In this case, if you click on the status, you can see the workflow. You can see that, okay, right now the status is ready to be submitted, right? In this status, there would be a little task right here. They need to rename the documents and, clean up and clear to do. They have to obtain the property tax bill and enter property tax information. So here's a little task that the processor will do. And after they finish this, they will register the loan to Rocket Pro TBO. So we guide you and the processor and everyone else with what's gonna happen next. And after that, there will be an event here. They can click on it to order appraisal report. We track all the event, which is appraisal order or not, the event. But you can go here, you can see everything here. If you don't see anything, that means nothing happened.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So the processor will take care of that for you. And
Great.
if you have a question, Any question, you call the processor, they are an expert. Most of them have 2 years of experience. They process thousands of loans, so we don't have to worry.
And I have another question in regard to processing. Is it possible, and can you set up a separate company for processing so that we can include that on the 1003, and then we can recoup that $500 fee that we're paying for processing?
We're trying to keep it simple. If we set up a third-party company, there's compliance issue. We have to deal with another company. We have to deal with another party. It's too much, too many things going on. And the bottom line is you want to charge the borrower. And if you want to charge the borrower, you just increase your compensation, the compensation that you charge the borrower. I think one way or another, you should charge the borrower. So I don't think it's critical yet to charge the processing fee.
So all the borrower, you say we charge the borrower for it, and is that in the points that we're getting paid through the lender?
Exactly.
But don't we have to keep, once we start charging like if we're charging 2.75 in points, that's the max we can charge, which,
yes.
Okay, then I could see that we're going to be able to get the 500 out of there, but we can't change that once we start charging it, can we? We can't move that around for different borrowers, can we?
Correct. We cannot change, we cannot, but I feel that 275 is a lot of money already. I think that is enough. If you charge 275, that is enough. We don't have to charge another 500 for processing fee.
Can we charge 1.5?
Yeah, you can charge it. Yeah, you can switch to borrow pay and you can charge 1.5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah, just that. So real quick, when it comes to the assistant, it goes to locking the loan. So it's not that New Jersey's unique or New York's unique, but where my question comes from is, we have a borrower go and complete an application. We took the deal from another broker, banker, however you want to word it. How quick can we get the loan in and locked when we have like a volatile market like this?
If we have all the documents, if the borrower fill out application and upload all the documents, we can send it in within less than 2 hours and lock the rate.
Okay.
But remember, the borrower has to e-sign the consent to proceed. Then we can lock. So the borrower, if they want to lock so badly, they need to stand by. We will send them the disclosure. They have to e-sign, and then we can lock.
All right. So I'm going to ask you this question, right? You've obviously done way more production throughout especially like the last 2 years than I have. When it comes to working with your borrowers, you explain to them is that this is what the rate and what the costs are today. If you go in, complete your application, we have everything we need. We can go in and lock in your interest rate, and I'll guarantee this. But if you don't, then we can't guarantee this rate or this cost.
Never use the word guarantee. It's a dangerous word. But if they cooperate, they send us the application, they send us the documents, then we will submit and lock for them. Just tell them that.
Okay.
Always pass into the borrower. Let them decide what they want to do. Never be responsible for anything. Never say guarantee. I guarantee this, I guarantee that. Those are the bad words. I never use those. I don't want my borrower to complain to me later on because I overpromise. It's all up to you. If you submit everything, you want to lock, send me everything. I lock for you within 2 hours.
Okay.
We can do that. Yeah.
I have a question. I know this is the great system, and I think it will take some time for me to go ahead and learn through everything. But the problem I have is that I have a client that just executed the purchase contract yesterday, and I want to get the loan process start quickly because they only have 21 days to get approval. Do you have a loan officer that I can partner, and I'm happy to share my commission? Somebody can help me to do this quickly.
It's even better than that. You don't need to share. You don't need to pay. We have a loan officer assistant to help you. It's free. You should know who is your assistant by now.
Okay.
If not, contact the team and reach out to the assistant. That person will guide you, show you every step, and it's free.
Hey,
okay.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you. Margaret?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's good. My microphone was blocked by my browser, and I already unplugged it. So now I'm good. I can ask a question. So my question is that as for the system, I think like something is not updated on the system. I want to know whether it's like the system problem or I'm not fully understand it. It's about the LLPA. like the borrower want to purchase the house, and it will show like LLP will show if they have credit from the borrower smart or like home ready. And sometimes I say like this borrower have some credit, but if I just search and check out a quote and a loan, and the loan show like a spreadsheet, right? Like how much like the credit or like that the borrower need to pay, but I don't see that
Yes.
LLP amount showing up on the final spreadsheet. So I want to know whether
You
it's
need to,
problem or like the
okay.
problem.
It's called the borrower smart. So here you see on the loan info page of the 1003, you see that borrower smart credit here.
Mhm.
We show it here. And at the same time, on the alert, if you click on it, you see that they qualify for home ready, home possible, and they qualify for borrower smart too.
Okay, so they only see this amount on the final closing table and not on spreadsheet, like under the like the quote you made a
Correct.
quote when you get a loan,
Correct.
you see it.
Correct. You have to tell the borrower this. Some lender has it, some lender do not. And you will try your best. You will try to help the borrower to get this credit.
All right.
Because they work with us. We work hard to give them the credit.
Okay.
And you need to tell the lender to include this credit in the LE and CD.
And also, like I mentioned to the borrower, like okay, like for the borrower smart, they can get a $1,000 credit by taking the courses, and they will ask like what courses is it, and how much time she need to spend, and what's that courses for, and he said on the
I think
physical class, they will have another question about the class.
okay. So like I said, everything will be on the website. When you see here, we show you need to click on the link here that has information about the course. You have to pay $99 fee to take the course. Yeah, it's a counseling course. Click on it, it will show you the information. The borrower can sign up in the class here. It's free.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, try to read this information here. And yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have one more question.
Sure.
Okay, so it's like some borrower, they only want to have a small loan amount, like less than like 150,000, and looks like we have a cost on it, and we cannot cover the cost. Then what can we tell the client if it's just a small loan amount?
That's nothing we can do. I mean, the loan. That's why the smaller loan amount is very difficult to refinance. The credit they give to us is too little to cover their closing costs. Normally, they know that too. You should tell them that we always give them the best deal. Our costs, our fee are always lower than the competitor. So there's nothing we can do. Small loan. That's why many loan officers do not want to work with small loan amount. And everyone want to work with $800,000 loans so that the commission will be more. Yeah.
All right. So like, pretty much the borrower will ask that would it be better for me just to go deal with my bank directly? Then should we say yes?
No.
Then you just to go for the bank or?
No. Why? Why don't you help the borrower? Why do you let them go to the bank?
Well,
never.
So like, what if like the loan amount cannot cover our cost? Then what should we do?
They have to pay because if they go to the bank, they pay more.
Then how much?
They go to the bank.
Okay, so like the borrower commission, then how much can we charge the borrower?
It's up to you.
Can be what, more than 1%?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Oh, okay. Just
and the borrower have to accept that.
Okay, just so we can tell like the borrower to pay an amount that can cover our cost, and as long as the borrower is okay and agree with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is about everything. You determine how much you want to make. You have to compete against the bank and all the loan officers. But for sure, we have better pricing and better cost than most editors out there. So you're not afraid. Just tell the borrower they have no choice; they have to pay.
Okay.
Because if they pay more, they go with someone else.
All right.
You tell them.
All right. Okay. Good.
Yeah. So there are so much more I want to cover, but time is running out. I do have a commitment. I do make a commitment to train you every week. I have a long list of topics already. And the plan is, you will see the plan is I will publish all the classes, at least one class per week. You can register for it. so that we know how many people will attend. Some of the class I might open up to the world, or any loan officer can join. Sometimes I only open to the loan officer at Loan Factory. If you want to get trained in some area, you can suggest it. Please suggest something. Let me see. I have the long list of the training schedule. Let me share with you. I need to finalize it too. But you can see the training schedule here, different topic. Today is the loan life cycle. And the next time I train you how to read the 1003 pre-approval application and working with to-do, and then quote rate and understand how to price a loan, create rate alert, monitor the rate for the clients, and then how to quote rate, lock rate, expand the LE and CD, marketing, how you can generate the marketing materials and post on social media. We have a section about non-QM, how to qualify for different non-QM program. Credit report, how do you understand about credit report? Try to improve the score for the borrower. The loan product, how to build relationship with realtors, assets, running and reading AUS, borrower compensation, working with leads, Facebook ads, communication with prospect and win. There's a long list, and I can go on and go on and go on. That is why if you have to learn, it will take forever, and you might forget, you may not understand it. So the best way to learn is you yourself have to go out there and try to bring in the business, try to gain the experience to work in, to help in the borrower. And I've been thinking really hard about this. I'm thinking about stop originating. I'm thinking about I will not do loan anymore. All of my clients, I have so many thousand clients. I'm thinking about give it to you as the company lead, company loans. I give it to you, but only some of you that qualify. You have to do a good job. We pay you a small percentage so that you can learn. We will train you so that you can learn. I think that might happen. I might stop originating completely and focus my time on helping you. So it's something I've been thinking really hard about this. From being the top loan officer in the country, close so many thousand loans a year. Now I want to close 0 loan a year. Try to help everyone. But this is something so new to me, and it's hard for me to let go. So I'm still thinking. Remember, I'm trying to find something to help you, help all of you. You will see there will be a lot more changes coming to help you. Another change is I heard that some of you have a feedback about you don't like to set the compensation at 275 and then switch to borrower pay and lower it. The borrower might see that. The borrower is not happy, you are not happy. The borrower have to bring in the money to pay for the borrower pay compensation. So those are a valid concern, and I am debating. I might open up the correspondent channel for everyone. With that, we have a lot more flexibility. We don't have to disclose to the borrower how much we make per loan. We have total flexibility. The only problem is the cost is a little bit more for the company. The risk is a little bit more and the cost is a little bit more. It's about $400 on average per loan. So I'm debating to offer that to you, but then somehow you have to pay that extra cost to cover that. For California or the West Coast, it's no problem because loan amount is so big. The loan amount is so big in California or in the West Coast. And you pay a few hundred extra, nothing. So I'm debating. I'm torn between keeping everything so good, so lean, and give you 100% commission back, or having additional risk, additional cost, and that might cause some issue. But I'm thinking about making this give you an option you can choose. That way, it's your selection, your choice. Any question for me? Hi, Gary.
Hey there. Yeah, I have a question. If we do go correspondent, if we do, can we make it lender paid and change it from say 1.75 to 1.25 on lender paid?
Yeah, for lender pay, we do whatever we want. But
Okay, so-
normally, we do whatever we want. Basically,
Okay.
the borrower don't see anything.
Okay, so if the comp is 2.75 on correspondent, we can change it to lender paid 1% or 1.25, correct?
Okay, for correspondent, there's no such thing as borrower pay or lender pay.
Okay.
There's no such thing. We are the lender. We charge whatever we want. To understand, it's still you can understand it's a lender pay thing. Yeah, it's always lender pay. The lender give us the money, and whatever we want to charge is up to us.
Okay. Well, you have my vote
Yeah.
to do that, to switch it to lender pay.
Yeah.
That'd be,
Yeah, I aware of the concern. I'm talking to the lender, to the attorney, and everyone. I try to make it happen. And please be patient because everything is so new to us. Everything is so new, and I want to make Loan Factory to be the best platform out there, the best of everything. So there's a lot of changes going on right now. But believe me, I will make everything so good for all of you. I will fight for you. I will help to make sure all of you can be successful.
yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. We have 24 full-time software developer working on the software for us. And last night I spent a couple of hours working on ChatGPT. Hopefully I can come up with a chat where you can ask question scenario. You know the guideline, the Fannie Mae guideline, almost 1,000 pages. So instead of for you to go there and read it, you can type a question. ChatGPT will answer for you. So any guideline question. So hopefully wait a few days. Hopefully I have something to show you. So, and then we will also at the same time try to change the website completely, build a new version, a lot faster, a lot better. So it's coming. So I really have a commitment to make everything so much better. And I planned it ahead of time. So it's coming. Anyone have any more questions? The key here is everyone. The key here is work with your assistant. Every one of you have one assistant. Work with that assistant with any question, please. Okay? That is the best thing. You can ask your assistant. Okay, anyway, it's good. The first training lesson. I hope everyone enjoy it. And we will have a lot more training in the future. I will try to squeeze in 2 training a week because I saw there's so many things you need to learn. So I will try to squeeze in more training. But the best training is the experience that you can get. You need to go out there, bring in the business. That's how you learn. The training is just give you some information, and that's all. Play with the website. Log in and play with it. That is the good thing to do. I recommend that. Okay, everyone. Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Tron.
you.
Thank you, Tron. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.